This is Celeste Goulding, and in this video I'm going to talk about my painting the Marigold Farm and Perfumery, which I painted in February 2014. And like many of my paintings, it has a little story to go with it. It goes like this. There was great excitement at the Marigold Farm and Perfumery as the harvest time approached for the jumbo marigolds. The face of the marigold maiden had emerged from beneath the petals, and soon she would open her eyes to take her first glimpse of the sun. It was at that time that the marigolds would be harvested. The girls inspected the flowers, climbing ladders to reach the blossoms. The village giant made an appearance to oversee the operation and hold the stalks firmly in case one should slip. Marigold gardens adorned the doors, and the little white car arrived. Lotus buds in the pond opened, birds fluttered close, and even the cats awoke from their snoozing to witness the scene. Mr. Choudhury stood upstairs at the balcony window, breathing in the fragrance of a sample bloom. It was a good year. So this is my painting, the Marigold Farm and Perfumery. And we see a scene of an Indian farm, a white building with lovely Rajput domes on the top, and a pond in the front with lotuses. The little white car arriving. There's some marigolds in the back. The man with the turban, his car's decorated with little marigolds. And the girls in the marigold field. They're giant marigolds, they're jumbo marigolds. And the girls are climbing the ladders to inspect the blossoms. And there's the village giant. She comes in now and then to lend a hand. She's very tall and it makes it easy. And over here is the house, the perfumery, with the big door and the decorations of little marigolds on the door handle and around the door. And there's the Rajput sun. And there's Mr. Choudhury smelling a marigold here. Little birds watching, one of the cats. And over here we have a dome and another cat sleeping. And you can see I've and here's the marigold maiden, and she's just about to open her eyes. When she opens her eyes and she sees the sun for the first time, then all the marigolds are going to be harvested. And you can see over here the way I've drawn the marigolds. I bought a punnet of marigolds from the nursery, and I've became sort of fascinated by drawing them. So I've done a sketch of a marigold over here. Sort of tried to take the form, and over here I've painted them with all their colours. And in the house I've used you can see this tower here is quite an unusual shape. It's a bottle that I bought when I was in Rajasthan many years ago. I bought it from an antique store, sort of a junk store. This little old man, he was like 90 years old, and it was sort of right in the back in a cupboard, a glass cabinet filled with all sorts of little knickknacks, and there was this little bottle right in the back. And the painting on it, he said it was 100 years old. I don't know if it was 100 years old, but I thought it was quite pretty, and I've used it in quite a few paintings. So it's painted on both sides. It's quite nice, isn't it? I quite like the painting. It's old-fashioned. You don't usually see things like that anymore. And there's some of my marigolds up there I've got in flower at the moment. And so that's it. It's pretty simple, this picture. There's not really a lot to it. And here's my palette, some of the sketches I did. That's the giant, the idea I had for her face. And here's the palette. I've used mostly watercolour. These are watercolour and some gouache here. And you can see how many yellows and oranges I needed. It was quite a lot. And these are the first sketches I did. These, you can see it's quite rough. I didn't really do a detailed plan for this picture. And my initial ideas were quite different. There's a couple in there and a bird flying. So I don't know what happened to that, but obviously I didn't go with that idea. But here's the perfume bottle and the marigold. So that's obviously where I started, was with the bottle and the marigolds, and it went from there. And that's the sketch I did again. You can see the palette on that one too. There's quite a lot of yellows. And that's it. The Marigold Farm and Perfumery. Thank you.